situation.
Yeah.
So obviously I don't know why you would say that it's not right for children to be around their father. I can only assume that it's to their detriment. I would only assume that. I think generally, like you said, children need both parents.
Yes, I agree.
And when it comes to like baby father, baby mother, just say confrontations. When it comes to children, 200 children per day are removed from their father's life via the family court system.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time, it's because women have said certain things about the father, and now whether they're true or not, we don't know. But I feel like I see a lot of women in these days and times talking about their baby father and how bad he is, yet and still you kind of chose that.
So I would never speak bad about the father of my children to my children or to anyone where the public will hear. Whatever was my decision is between me and him. But like, for instance...
Did you decide to leave?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just because I think I even have more respect for him because I have kids with him. Just to respect my children, I will never disrespect their dad. So if my children, say if I was in an environment where maybe the father of my child was not there and my kids kept asking about their dad, I would say something like, he's busy at the moment, but when he's available, he'll come and see you. I'll never say, oh, your dad, he doesn't have time for you, blah, blah. I will never do that. Because I'm not doing all of these things for you. I'm doing it for my kids. You know, I'm the kind of woman that if he doesn't want to speak to the kids, I would call him to speak to them. Because whatever issue we're going through has got nothing to do with them. They didn't come into this world based on problems. They came out of pleasure and love. Because when you have sex, obviously that's pleasure, right? So why would I give them anything but that? They have to be in a pleasurable environment and they have to feel love.
You guys keep talking about, choosing the man or, bad decisions when you're, making children, blah, blah, blah. But you're not acknowledging the fact that people change as well. The person that you had the baby with at that time may not be the same person in 2 years' time. So you have to also acknowledge that as well. It's not that they were a bad person when I chose to have my baby with them.
I don't think that any of your baby fathers were bad people.
Yeah, so
I do think they were weak.
You do think they were what?
I do think that they were weak.
Why?
Weak in what sense?
From a mentality perspective, there's too much nowadays around, oh God, like I can't afford it. Like if I have a kid, blah, 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 whatever. There are a lot of women who step up to the plate, and decide to have a child. My mum being one of them. And so, like, my mum being one of them, and my dad, literally, he had to work stupid hours. He weren't making that much money. He had to make stupid hours to like support me and my mum. They ended up splitting up, but it wasn't for financial reasons. It was just because of it's just because of things. However, now, like back in the day, if a guy knew he was having a kid, he'd step up. We've got Uber, right? Most of us have driving license. We can do that on the weekend, plus our full-time job. We got 9 months to prepare for that child, and we got 9 months to prepare for that child. Now, I don't know what happened in any of your relationships, but as soon as I find out that I've made a girl pregnant or something like that, I'm stepping up. Yeah, it's not even a thing, and that all comes from a strong mentality. That all comes from a strong mentality from developing yourself. And I know that I'm quite strong mentally, and I think that people who are quite weak say, "Nah, do you know what? Like I'm not like I'm going to sack this off, or don't even give it a go." Do you know what I mean?
Do you think when you say people change, doesn't that kind of sound like an excuse?
No,
it's reality.
It's reality. It's not an excuse.
But people used to change over 50-year marriages, and you can like it just sounds like an excuse to me.
The change is not detrimental.
Exactly.
It's not. I'm not saying I disagree or agree with you, but if I think about my situation, I feel like one of the biggest problems us women have is we date potential. So you see a guy, you think, oh yeah, I really like him, da 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 da. But when I think about the issues in my marriage, the issues I had in my marriage are also the issues I had in my relationship. They were always there. They just became a lot more heightened when responsibilities increased. So I do think as a woman, I don't think we realize the power we have on the path we can have. So I think if we took on that responsibility, I think we will make men a lot weaker in that element. So because right now it's like men are the prize, men are this, men are that. But in a way.
Really? I feel like they say women are the prize. Like
No,
women,
now men are the
female,
prize.
female
No.
power.
So don't you think men are the prize then?
No, I'm not. I think both parties are a prize in their own way.
Yeah.
But I feel like men get more praise now, and it's now or whenever. But I think they get more praise because it sounds mad because I want to say we've allowed them in a sense of we've given them that power. If we were to use our brains, and not as much, and me included.
What do you mean? We've given.
So
them
me
the power.
included, right? I've given people I've dated the power to have access to me, even though they may not be good for me. If I took it away, you don't have access to me. And I feel like...
You can be by yourself.
Yeah, but should I be desperate and be hurt because I don't want to be by myself?
Right, but
I think that's very extreme argument.
Wouldn't you say on some level you kind of are what you attract? So if you keep attracting the certain type of guy, it says something about you.
To an extent, yes.
Yeah.
Because I think I was saying it to someone today that when I got divorced, the guys I attracted then to the guys I attract now are very different.
Okay.
Right? So I do think as human beings, we have to take responsibility for maybe how we carry ourselves, how we talk, all those things we do, every little thing.
I would say as well, and I'm just being realistic here. So when you did get divorced, you were a lot younger, right?
Yeah.
And
I was
now you are a
27.
bit older. The amount of so the pool of the men that you are going to attract with two boys, it's going to be a lot less.
I've never dated a guy who's got kids. I've never dated a guy who's not wealthy. I think I've even got a better pool now than I had when I was younger.
Right,
And what's happened?
But it doesn't count unless you have a ring. Like anyone can deal with a rich guy.
Yeah,
No,
but I
it's not-
would
we only
date
count
you.
in-
Yeah,
we only
I would
count-
date you, but I would never wife you.
That's your opinion. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Right. Well, but it's like based on results. So like on this show, we only count engagements.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
like a guy gets on a knee and proposes to you.
So for me, especially us being on our pod and the comments we get, I've realized people's opinions don't matter anymore. I think it's what I'm living that matters. So if I say, oh, I want to be with a certain type of guy, or I want to do this, I want to do that. If I'm not living that, I need to sit down and think about how am I going to actually get what I want. Or Grace, you're not going to get that because for some reason it's not working. Do you get me? And I don't really do statistics anymore because I feel like it's not good for me.
So
What do you feel like do you feel like statistics don't matter to you or something?
It's nice to hear. That's it.
So I'll say, okay, so statistically, what do you think that a divorced mother of two on the dating market right now in her, 30s?
I'm 30, yeah.
Right, so what do you think? Do you think that there are guys now out there who are young suitors with a lot of money thinking that's exactly what I want? I want a divorced mother of two as my as my next wife.
Not necessarily.
Would you say that they're generally
I'll
looking
be
for
in
that?
denial if I said yes. No, I don't think that's what
Right.
they're looking for. However, my life doesn't tell me that.
it seems like your suitors are quite decent, right? So we're talking no kids, wealthy.